Not too long ago, we had a question posed to us, and it was what our thoughts were on loud budgeting. We didn't know what loud budgeting was, so we did a little research, and it turns out that for the past 5 years, we have actually been loud budgeting. In fact, 3 of those years have taken place right here on YouTube. And we're here to tell you that loud budgeting actually works. So we're proof. Financial independence is around the corner for us. After 5 years of paying off debt, we are close to financial independence.
Yes, and on today's video, we are going to share with you what is loud budgeting. If you want to restart now, you can be a millennial, you can be like
We were not.
a baby boomer and everything in between. We're going to give you 5 tips. We're going to give you one extra tip. And at the end, we are going to tell you our story and how we did it and how you can do as well.
You're probably asking yourself, if you're anything like us, what exactly is loud budgeting? Well, you're very transparent, right? You're transparent about your financial situation.
Yes.
You're transparent about your financial goals and what you want and hope to achieve in your life, right?
Yeah.
So rather than for the longest time, money was always that taboo subject that we really didn't want to tell people about or share with people what our debts might be, what our savings goals might be, how much we're investing, that kind of thing. Now it's all about making sure people understand those goals of yours so that they know exactly what your boundaries and limitations may be moving through life, right? So maybe there's those fancy dinners your friends want to go on and you say, sorry, can't do it because it doesn't fit in my budget, but you vocalize it.
Yeah. Is it difficult?
I think it's difficult at the beginning, right? But you're no longer living behind this unsustainable image that you're trying to portray or that people expect of you, right? I guess loud budgeting actually gives you freedom to be able to live within your means and achieve your financial goals.
Yeah. But why don't we go and talk about the process that for those of you who are interested on this topic and you look at our age, we are, I can't say that I'm in my mid-40s anymore, but I can say that we started in my mid-40s. I'm over 50 now, but it does work. And we're going to tell you how you can do as well. What is the first step that you need to do?
Well, it's embracing total transparency, right? So you need to know before anything happens, you need to know exactly where you're starting from. So that means you have to start tracking your spending to find out where your money is going. And if you're interested, we have a very handy tracking tool that's free. So it's linked down below. But you also need to know your debts, your assets and your liabilities, right? And so we were very vocal about this. In fact, we've done a few videos about how much consumer debt we had. Our net worth videos go over our assets and liabilities.
Yeah.
So in order to start loud budgeting, you need to be very transparent with yourself first. Don't pretend that things don't exist. Acknowledge all of your debts and your assets and start from there.
Yeah, the second one is setting financial goals, which we also did. We had never done it before prior to loud budgeting, and then we decided to do, you know what? If we wanted to live together, we were not even married at that time. But if we wanted to embrace and live together, here's what we need to do. And we set a few financial goals. But why did we do this? Because, if you wanted to, to be loud about your budget and the things that you have in mind, you have to set those goals, because if you don't set those goals, you don't know where you're going to end up with. And it's not the case that you can say, oh, I'm going to make, a few $100s at the end of the year. It might be the case initially, but set those goals and work hard, to achieve them. If a goal is too easy to achieve, in my opinion,
you need to set a new one.
You have to set a new one, as she did. So in our videos, we also talked about some of the financial goals that we had over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
Don't you worry, At the end of the video, we are going to send, and even on the description of this video, we are going to give you some playlists. We are also going to give you some of the videos that we created before so you can use as a reference.
And the third step, once you've recognized where you are and are very transparent with yourself and those around you, you've set your budget or your goals. Now you need to delegate where you're spending your money. So you need to do this in a very smart manner. So pay yourself first, make sure that you're paying all of your bills and whatnot on time, and really allocate your money where it's going to fulfill your goals for you, and not spend your money on that unsustainable image that others may have of what they believe your life should look like.
After you do this, the next one is basically track. If you started tracking at the beginning, throughout the year, throughout the months, you know where you are. You know there are things we improve. And by the way, what is a good way to say that? Don't blame yourself from all the lessons learned that you've had along the way, and we keep improving as we go. Even over those last 5 years, we're still improving. There's still things that we wish, I wish I would have done different. I'm usually the one who does that just says, no, you're good, improve it. But I kept blaming myself for things that I'm not going to change in the past, right? Why? Just tracking the numbers and seeing where we are, it is going to help you.
Yeah, it really does help you stay on track, right? It helps you meet those goals that you've set and knowing where to spend that money.
Yep.
And last but not least, and it's what we actually inadvertently created by this channel, is you need to build and be immersed in a community of like-minded people. Mm-hmm. It's really hard, not impossible, but it can be really hard if you're the only one in your friend group that has these, strict goals or budgets that you want to really stick to, because for you and your vision of your future involves certain things, and your friends or family or friend group want to go out and spend money elsewhere. It becomes very hard to sustain that peer pressure sometimes.
It does.
Mm-hmm. But when you surround yourself by like-minded people, it's a little bit easier, and you have people you can talk to about investments and budgeting and things like that, and it just makes the entire journey more enjoyable and a little bit easier.
Okay, that's it? No, that's not. Let's just recap what we have done so far, because right now, the next time we are going to share with you a tip that it helped us quite a lot. So if we go through the steps, what is the first one?
Total transparency.
Gotta be transparent about what's going on and what are the things that you wanted to do in your life. The second goal, both financial goals. Create those goals. You might change them as we go, which is part. You do this at your company. Think about the meetings that you have with your manager at the beginning of the year, and the company says you have to do this, that, and that, and you have those goals, and you look at them. They are so easy to accomplish. Don't go on this road. Try something more harder, because it's gonna be more, at least in my case, rewarding, right?
Mm-hmm.
The third step
is I got lost there for a second. Third step is prioritize your spending.
Uh-huh. The fourth one, you gotta keep track the progress, and regularly. Sorry, I have to include the word regularly.
And surround yourself with like-minded people. Build a community of people that you can go and chat with.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a sixth, and I think the most important step of all.
It's NO.
Yeah, you have to learn how to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not an easy thing to do. It's hard at first to say no to things.
Yeah.
But really, you have to take control and empower yourself and live for your own dreams of your own future, as opposed to living out temporary satisfaction, maybe is the best.
Some standards that it's putting your financial situation, your mind in a difficult spot, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if you think it's hard, it can be. It's not easy, but we really are living proof that loud budgeting actually works. Our story isn't that different from a lot of people. Mm-hmm. We started out in 2019 when we first got together with over $60,000 in consumer debt. And this idea, when we started talking about our future of what we envisioned for ourselves, of reaching financial independence.
Yeah, and it's funny, going back to 2019, we started being vocal, and we told our family and friends, in 2028, you are watching this video in 2024. We're gonna get to that point in a few seconds, but we told to our family and friends in 2028 we are gonna stop working and we're gonna start enjoying and getting our time back. Here we are in 2024.
And we've made it.
We've made it.
Yeah, in a little under less than a month, we are going to be embarking on our financial independence journey. Both of us will no longer be working for a regular paycheck. And we're going to live out our dream of traveling the world. But it wasn't without sacrifice. It wasn't without some difficulty. But with the help of Loud Budgeting, by making sure that we set our goals for ourselves first, tracking our spending, and so we knew where every cent was going, but letting our friends and family know exactly what our goals was. Whether they thought we were crazy or not, we let them know, and we let them know every time we saw them that this was our goal. So it was no longer a surprise when, you know, we weren't able to go out for those fancy dinners with friends anymore, or we set a budget for gifts at Christmas and birthdays and stuff like that, right?
And it doesn't mean that we can't go out. We always invited them to come to our place because we are gonna have lots of fun. We are gonna enjoy the same way.
Or if your friends are going out for some big fancy dinner, say, look, you know what? I can't do the dinner. That one's not in my budget, but I'm going to meet you guys afterwards for a drink or, you know, something like that, right?
And real friends will understand that. Keep this in mind.
And you might actually be shocked because once you start talking about some of this stuff, you may find that more people are actually thinking the same as you. And you might be the one that starts that ball rolling amongst your own group of friends. And now you're all on a journey to financial independence or financial stability together.
Yeah, and we're gonna get like bumps along the way. I remember every single month we had a date together with wine to start with. And we were deciding our budget and how we did, you know, throughout the month. And I was majority of time a little bit upset with our results, but I did not understand the reason behind, because it does take time and it's not something that you do today. You're gonna see the results tomorrow. Give time to yourself as you learn, as you change your mindset, and you'll be successful.
Yeah, and just make sure you give yourself a little bit of grace, right? It's a hard process and one that's going to go really good sometimes and off the rails another time. So
yeah, what else did we do? We found our community on YouTube. We created the channel back in 2021 and we have been sharing our journey to financial independence ever since. Over, I don't know, maybe 250,000 hours of, you know, people watching our content. Not to mention, yes, the comments, but on the same way via the website, via emails, and even like so many phone calls. We found our community. We found the people that relate to us and do understand what we're looking for because they also want the same.
Right. And you bounce ideas off each other. You talk about your successes and your failures. Sometimes it's more public.
Yes.
However, it all works, right? And that's what gives you the motivation to keep going.
It's loud budgeting at the end of budgeting.
And we didn't realize we were loud budgeters, but we are, and it works. So if you have any questions, any comments, put them in the comments down below. We would love to hear from you. Are you loud budgeting right now, like us? Did you even know what it was? We'd love to hear.
Thank you. And if you want to watch our story and how we went from $60,000 in consumer debt, we are going to link the video on your screen. Go and take a look and see how we were doing at that time. It is quite a change.
Yeah. Take care, guys, and we'll see you soon.
Take care. Bye-bye.